I have an interesting story for you from Charlie Cook. It's the Cook Report. It's in National Journal magazine. The Cook Report is one of the most well-respected political polling reports, basically. He comes out with it, says here's the status of the races, and in the congressional races, and including the Senate races, are they leaning Republican? Are they strongly Republican? Are they a toss-up, leaning Democrat, strongly Democrat, etc., right? And what's happening is all the races are leaning towards the Democrats. And it's totally unbalanced. They're normally in an election, in every election, you say, well, the Democrats are doing well here, but they're not doing as well there. Republicans might be leading in some elections, and you report it as it is. But in this election, the Republicans are getting hammered everywhere. They're almost definitely going to lose in Virginia. Mark Warner will pick up a seat for the Democrats there as John Warner retires. They're almost certainly going to lose in New Mexico. Udall is going to pick up that Senate seat. And then they're in a lot of trouble in New Hampshire and in Oregon and Kentucky and North Carolina, and the list goes on. And the only Democratic seat in any kind of jeopardy, and it looks like she'll hold on to it, but at least there's a race there, is Mary Landrieu's seat in Louisiana. Now, that's a good story and interesting in and of itself, and Cook at the end concludes that the Democrats are likely to pick up 7 more Senate seats. That's a huge pickup. That's huge, as Steve Ducey would say. But that is newsworthy in and of itself. But I wanted to also report on this because of a paragraph that Cook wrote in here. It's not just this sentence I'm about to read you, but the whole tenor of the article in the National Journal is like this. It's very apologetic for reporting this bad news for the Republicans. I'll give you this quote. He says, "So even though a non-partisan analyst naturally desires to be balanced, in a year like this, I can place very little good news on the Republican side of the scale." But think about that for a second. That is so absurd. Your job is to report the polls, which is the political equivalent of the scores. Why do you have to be balanced in reporting the score? That's absurd. And I've done this analogy before, but it's perfect here. It's like a sports reporter saying, you know, a non-biased sports reporter strives to be balanced, but I've got to say, the Celtics won the championship. You know why? Because the Celtics won the championship. You don't need balance on that. You need to report the score. Why do you need balance in reporting what the polls are? The polls are the Republicans are going to look like at this point they're going to get their ass kicked. Just report it. You see my point here? These reporters are scared to death of writing anything negative about the Republicans, even if it's empirical, even if they're citing data or statistics or polling. They say, well, do we strive to be balanced here? But you shouldn't. What does that mean? You shouldn't strive to be balanced in reporting the facts. You shouldn't say, well, the facts indicate that the Democrats are going to win, but let me throw some balance in here by pretending the Republicans might win. That's not reporting. That's not journalism. And ironically, that's biased, because you're biasing your reporting in an attempt to even things out when they are not even. I'm on a campaign here. I'm on a warpath. Political journalists need to be more like sports journalists, believe it or not. I'm the leading advocate of sports journalism in America because they report the score. And these political journalists need to understand that there's nothing wrong with that. And they don't have to apologize for that. And I'm not apologizing for it, and I'll tell you right now, at this point, and the elections are still 4 months away, and it can change, but at this point, the Republicans are looking to get their ass handed to them.